Welcome back. Ashley St. Clair, the mother of one of Elon Musk's children, is suing Musk's artificial intelligence company. St. Clair says X's chatbot Grok is dangerous and poses a threat to the public. She claims users on X were using Grok to manipulate images of her, other women, and even children to undress them. Here's what she told our Jolene Kent this week before she filed the suit.
The worst for me was seeing myself undressed, bent over, and then my toddler's backpack in the background, because I had to then see that and see myself violated in that way and such horrific images, and then put that same backpack on my son the next day.
Jessica Levinson joins us now to break this down. Jessica, great to see you. What grounds does St. Clair have here to sue?
So it looks like that she's bringing something called a products liability case, essentially, and a public nuisance case, meaning that it looks like these are civil cases based in tort law. When it comes to the products liability theory, she's essentially saying that Grok is almost like a car or another product that's unreasonably safe, and there was an opportunity to make it safer. This is a fascinating situation where, as you know, we're tackling new technology under the rubric of older laws, and we're trying to figure out, can you treat AI, can you treat something like Grok as if it is a product that we all might know and use? Again, quintessential example being something like an automobile. And then there's a separate theory here, public nuisance, where the idea is that Grok is so unsafe that it actually creates a danger for a broad group of people, and that it almost functions in the same way as, for instance, environmental pollution. So we'll watch this case to see if these theories, which have been used in other situations, can be applied in this very new technology.
To your point about using new technology under old legal frameworks, do people own the rights to their likeness, or is AI still so new that it's hard to establish that, in fact, you do?
So I'll answer the first part in that there's actually a big body of law. I tell my students about it. We just started talking about it yesterday morning, of course, called appropriation, the right to publicity, where you do own your name or likeness for some purposes. And there's caveats here, but the basic rule is that you don't want people to be able to use your identity to the sense it's commercially exploitable for their commercial gain without asking you first. There's all these carve outs, for instance, for newsworthiness. That, of course, allows magazines and television shows and newspapers to function. In terms of AI, I don't know that that changes the analysis of whether or not you own your identity, your name or likeness, but it certainly will change the legal theories in terms of the cases people bring forward and the harms that they are alleging.
And I guess, you know, Ashley St. Clair is one thing, other public figures is another. But if you're just, you know, Joe or Jane, regular guy, do you have any recourse to stop this kind of thing from happening? It's not like you can pick up the phone and call X and say, take that down. I mean, what can the basic everyday person do to prevent this? Because it's happening all the time.
This is such an important question. And I think, one, under the terms of service, I think that a lot of people are arguing there should be an opportunity, whether or not you have the public forum, whether or not you are somebody who can be interviewed on television, to say, take this information down, that should be a clear part of the terms of service for X or any other social media company. And that separately, what I would just say is, in this area of the law and others, there is an acknowledgement, and this is exactly to your question, which I think is so important, that public figures and private figures should be treated differently in a number of situations. That public figures avail themselves often of the public forum, and it means that they have the ability to grab a microphone or be in front of a camera and say, this thing happened to me and it's a problem. Whereas private figures don't have that same ability. And so there are areas where the law treats them differently. Again, this is developing. We have to see if that dichotomy is lifted into this claims based on this new technology.
Well, Jessica Levinson, thank you so much for breaking it down. I know we called on you sort of at the last minute to do that, but that's why we have you here, because you seem to know what you're talking about, and certainly on this. And fascinating that it came up just yesterday in your classwork with your students. Shows you how relevant it is and how important it is. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.